what would you say about this fellow who has a debt? Yeah, a lot of money. He owes a bank a lot of money. Yeah, a certain bank in Kenya. Yeah. And then you hear now he has gone to get another loan. Okay. Now this new loan is to help service his earlier loan. Gosh, what kind of person is this? Very disorganized. I mean, this is a person on the verge of bankruptcy, surely. Yeah. And that's not all. He has not fully accounted for what he did with the first debt. Yeah, we know he did a lot of drinking. He married 2 or 3 new wives. He has 3 or 4 new concubines in various estates in Nairobi. The long and short of it, we don't see where that money went. You know, you take a big loan like that and we need to see some development. Maybe a building you've put up, a business you've set up, or something like that. But this guy, we see nothing. There's no new asset. He didn't even buy a new car. Eh? Gosh. Well, actually, we're not talking about an individual. We are talking about our dear old Republic of Kenya. Yeah? We already have, the first Eurobond was still steeped in a lot of controversy. There's still a lot of questions being asked. And the one which keeps on nagging me the most, and I'll remind you, is what happened on June 24th, 2014, when the Auditor General, Edward Ouko, revealed that 199 billion Kenya shillings, 199 billion Kenya shillings, had been deposited in an offshore account. Yeah, withdrawn, of course, from this Eurobond cash. Now, this was only a small drop in the ocean over this first Eurobond loan. Okay, there are a lot of other big question marks over that money. Okay, for instance, the Ministry of Water and Irrigation was supposed to have received some money for some development projects. Yeah. Now, the Auditor General, this is not a rumor. Yeah, this is not something from an obscure website. It's not even a rumor from Kumekucha. Yeah, this is information from the Auditor General. Yeah, he said that there's no record of the ministry receiving the money. Yeah, and not only that, there's no expenditure. Yeah, meaning that the money was, okay, maybe there was no record of the money being received, but let's look at the records of how the money was spent. Nothing, zilch, no project. And we're talking about billions and billions of Kenya shillings. Yeah, so the first Eurobond, the truth is we do not know where that money went. Okay? Or if you want to be kind to the Jubilee government, yeah, the truth is that money cannot be fully accounted for. That is the truth. And that information is in the public domain. It's not a rumor. It's not speculation. Okay? Now, after that drama, part 1, now we are on to part 2. Yeah? The government has just floated another Eurobond. And now, cash imeingia kwa account 2 billion. Not Kenya shillings, 2 billion US dollars. Hey! Now, the first thing that gives me a very bad feeling is that the government does not make a secret. Yeah? In borrowing that money, they are saying it is to help to service the first Eurobond. Okay? Now, why is that disturbing? It's disturbing because it means the first Eurobond did not yield the returns it was supposed to yield. Because you borrow money, okay, you put it into a project, we should start seeing some returns which should help you pay back the loan easily. But if you go and take another second loan to finance this first loan or to finance the repayments of this first loan, it means that the first loan ilikunywa maji. Yeah, it means that the projects which you are supposed to implement to give you a return failed. Okay, now we know actually there were no projects. Yeah, because the Auditor General, as I've mentioned earlier, has told us that a lot of these things were fictitious. A certain ministry was supposed to receive so much money, it never received that money. Then we have 199 billion transferred to an offshore account, things like that. So obviously this money was not going to have a return. And the people who made the decision to borrow this money, obviously they knew it was not going to produce a return. Now, what I'm saying is not unsubstantiated rumors, because even the IMF yesterday came out and warned the Kenya government. They said, you guys are heading towards a situation where these loans of yours will be unmanageable. You know what that means? It means that Kenya is going to be technically bankrupt, Because when you can't pay back your loans, what does that mean? Yeah? You tell me, what's the definition of a bankrupt person? Definition of a bankrupt person is a person who cannot be able to service his life, in short. They cannot pay loans. They cannot be able to pay for anything because the loans are too much of a burden. Yeah. So every cent that comes out already goes to the loan. It doesn't even cover the loan. Yeah. And we're not even talking about the livelihood of this person, what he eats and where he sleeps, his rent, etc., etc. And without complicated economics mambo jumbo and technicalities, yeah, the truth is Kenya is headed towards bankruptcy. That's really what it is. Because already over 50% of the money collected from taxes goes to service loans. Folks, in short, we're in big trouble as a country. Yeah? And this goes right across party lines. This is not NASA propaganda. We are in trouble as a country. Forget your party, your favorite party or your favorite candidate. As a country, all of us are in this together, and we're in serious trouble. Now, let me illustrate this by focusing on you as an individual, yeah, as a Kenyan. Okay, when former President Daniel Arap Moi retired, by the time he went into retirement, yeah, you owed, yeah, apart from all your debts, you needed to add another 19,000 in terms of the debts which Kenya owned to outside countries. Okay. Now, when Kibaki left office, you owed 43,900 Kenya shillings, 43,900. Okay. Now, as we speak, wait for this, you owe 100K. Meaning, in the short time the Jubilee government has been in power, okay, they have increased our debt by more than what Moi and Kibaki did put together. And the truth is, this being Uhuru's last term, there's a lot of greed. Yeah, because the writing is on the wall. It's very clear that in future it will become harder and harder to steal public funds. So people on the, what you'd call in Kenya, kipindi cha lala salama, yeah, the final stretch. So you steal as much money as you can, okay? You build as much of a war chest as you can. In case anybody decides to take you to court, in case people try to corner you, money is power, okay? So you can be sure this new Eurobond, itaenda haraka sana, yeah, into people's pockets. Meaning that sooner rather than later, we will need to borrow more money. And already you and your grown-up kids owe 100K. Yeah? You and your children, mkona deni 100K on top of whatever else you owe. So if you owe Mama Mboga 200 bob, you owe a certain bank 1,000 bob, ongeza, that's 1,200. Actually, it's not 1,200. It's 100,000, 1,200. Or rather, 101,200. That's what you owe. Now, the Bible calls debt a bottomless pit. Yeah? You know, a bottomless pit is a hole that has got no bottom. Yeah? So, just even try and do an experiment in your life. I wouldn't even advise you to do this experiment. So just look at the lives of others. Yeah? Or look at your own life maybe in the past. As soon as you get into debt, this usually leads to more debt, and the debts become endless. Have you had people switching off their phone? Why do they switch off their phone? They switch off their phone because literally every other call that is coming in, ni kudai pesa. Yeah? That is the situation Kenya is in. That is the situation you and your great-grandchildren and their children are in. That is the truth. Oh boy. So on top of all the other political problems we have, we also have a very, very serious financial problem. And it's already beginning to bite. We can see the effects countrywide. Na mambo bado. Oh gosh. Until next time, this is Kumekucha.